Hello again you guys, it's Carly from the Poetry of Nice and welcome back to my channel. So if you're new here, this is a channel all about reselling online. I personally sell on eBay, Etsy and Poshmark, but today's video is understandably going to be a little bit different. So usually here you'll find things like sales videos and haul videos and all kinds of tips and tricks and things like that to do with reselling online, and today is definitely going to be a sort of tips video, but it's not one that I ever really thought that I would be making, which I think we're all kind of in that headspace right now. So today I'm going to talk about basically my personal plan in terms of being a small business owner online and how I'm going to deal with, or how I currently am dealing with, the pandemic situation that is happening around the globe with COVID-19. As you can imagine, and if you're a fellow reseller, I'm sure you're already very well aware that things are changing. The economy is changing, the marketplace is changing, and obviously our ability to go out and about and function in our normal daily lives has definitely changed right now and potentially for the foreseeable future. And so I definitely find myself in a position where it's time to adapt a little bit, and having reached out to a bunch of you who said that you would be interested to find out exactly how I was adapting and what I had put in place in terms of plans and strategies, I decided to make this video and just share my own personal journey, if you like, my own personal insights that I have made thus far in terms of dealing with this pandemic and trying to keep my business afloat. Very quick life update as well first. So we moved house last week. May not be the best time looking back at it, not that we knew that when we undertook the process. But yes, we moved house last week. We are in a new family home. We're very, very blessed by it. We're very excited to be here. I'm actually sat right now in my new office space, which I'm very excited to share with you guys in some future videos as I'm starting to sort of set it up and structure it and all that kind of stuff. And so I also have some moving and like inventory prep vlogs that are going to be coming out as well, showing you guys exactly how I went through the process of preparing all of my inventory, that is what I sell online, and get it ready basically for the move, purging it and restocking it and packing it and all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in organization in general, especially to do with running an online business, then you should definitely check that video out. It'll be coming out in the next week or so. Hopefully somebody out there will enjoy seeing me rifle through things and think, what on earth was I thinking when I bought this? Because that is the general tone of the video, I think. I also want to go ahead and at the beginning of this video just reach out and say that I hope everybody is doing okay. Again, weird tone for the video, but obviously these are really trying times right now for a variety of reasons. I hope everyone is staying healthy. I hope people are managing financially as best that they can, and I hope that we're all able to sort of play our part in the community to try and curb everything that is going on right now that is honestly becoming more and more real by the day. I think, like, to me personally, it's all a little bit surreal still. So I just really wanted to kind of extend kindness, you know, compassion, all of those things to everybody out there in the reseller community, and just let you know that I'm thinking of you and I hope that everybody's doing okay. Okay, so the very first thing that I've been considering to do with how to deal with the current economic and global situation and my tiny business that's just, you know, a tiny morsel of everything that's going on is to really take a good hard look at what the market is doing right now and how it is reacting. So I feel like this could go one of two ways. Either people are at home and they're trying, you know, they're not going out and physically buying things, and so they're turning to online venues more, and therefore it's possible that my business could maintain itself and perhaps even do a little bit better because it is going to be supplying those things to people online shopping, whereas sometimes they would not be shopping online. However, I do not sell what I would call essential items. I sell primarily clothing, a lot of vintage items, some accessories, and a few hard goods, but nothing that's really, really standout essential right now. So I definitely will not be counting on that. On the other hand, a lot of people do not want to be spending their money on non-essential items right now, and so therefore I definitely have to prepare myself mentally and just within my business and things like that to basically have my sales drop off. As of right now, that hasn't happened majorly for me. We are, I think, the 22nd of March as I'm filming this, the Sunday, and as of right now, despite having my shop on vacation so that I could do all the house, you know, the moving and things like that, all the house stuff. As of right now, I'm still getting multiple sales a day on eBay and Poshmark, and a few on Etsy as well. And so I am rolling with that. I am truly grateful for every single sale that I am getting. However, I am not banking on it, basically. I'm almost expecting a little bit that it may drop off, and I'm preparing myself for that and my business for that too. So let's talk about how we prepare for that. So me personally, I am in a situation right now where I have a little bit of unlisted inventory. I have talked a lot about how I absolutely love my death pile or my money pile, whatever you want to call it. If you're wondering what that is, I'll put a link right here to a video I made talking all about what that is and how that plays a role in my business. Because I moved house, I decided not to bring too much with me, so I listed a lot beforehand, but I do have a couple of totes. Some of them are seasonal items, some of them are ready to list, but I foresee it being enough to last me maybe 30 days, maybe a little bit longer, and so that is what I'm turning to at this particular point in time. Essentially what I'm saying is I have chosen not to source at this time. This decision is twofold. First reason being, in no particular order, that I don't want to have that outgoing expense right now in my business. My cost of goods is very low, but I tend to source at some thrift stores, but mostly rummage sales and yard sales and things like that. Now this is the season. The season is just beginning, or it would be on any normal calendar year for things like the rummage sales. However, as you can imagine, they're not functioning right now. They're not open to the public, and honestly, the ones that are, I won't be going to, and I'll tell you why. In my particular area of the country, which is East Tennessee, in case you're wondering, the thrift stores, like the independent ones and the church rummage sales, are run predominantly by elderly people, basically, and they are lovely, and I've gotten to know many of them over the years, and they are also a particularly vulnerable demographic right now with what is going on. And so I'm going to be utilizing my money pile that I have. I'm going to be listing from there, and again, I'll talk to you about strategy in a second about how I'm going to be doing that, how I'm going to utilize it to the best of my ability, and then from there I'm going to be evaluating how to source. I'm not sure if it's going to be something where I turn to trying to source online, or if I'm going to try to make contact with some of these thrift stores and work out maybe a bulk buy pickup situation. I'm not afraid to reach out and see if that's a situation that they might humor. So I have a few things that I may do as things progress, and again, as I evaluate as I go, but as of right now, I will not be attending, even if they're open, any of the thrift stores and the rummage sales, simply because, number one, I'm going with the flow of staying home. We're actually, if you're wondering, in self-isolation right now. We have been for about a week, only venturing out to get like groceries and trying to do just pick up when we can. So we're not really interacting with people out within the community as of right now. And also because, like I said, they're a vulnerable demographic, and I do not need to be bringing anything to them in order to source. That's my personal opinion. I have no judgment for anybody at this time doing things the way that they are doing. I'm just going to say that out loud. However, I would definitely implore you to think about all of the different potential complications and all the different consequences potentially if you are venturing out. You know, vigilance is everything at this particular point, and it kind of takes an army right now for us all to play our role in the community to try and flatten the curve. So that's my personal stance, and that's what I'm doing. So having said that, like I said, I have my little money pile. I have divided it out like a ration, like a listing ration at this particular point, and I will be listing 2 items a day, 2 new items a day. That should see me through for about 30 days, if not a little bit longer. And I'm really prioritizing right now consistency over quantity. I prefer to list 10 items a day. That is my sweet spot where I find that my sales really have an uptick. However, that's just not possible right now, and I would rather list 2 items a day consistently for as long as I could than list just, 10 items a day and then in 7 days run out of everything and then be able to do nothing productive in terms of new listings for the foreseeable future, because none of us really know for sure, do we, when we can be back outsourcing as we were just a couple of months ago in a more normal fashion. So as I said, my activity is going to be lower because of only having 2 new listings basically per day going up. I'm going to try and do that 7 days a week so that I'm not having a weekend break. However, there are plenty of other stimulating activities, I suppose you could say, business-wise, that I will also be doing just to try and keep traffic coming in and try and keep myself afloat in terms of the Poshmark, eBay, and Etsy algorithms. So when it comes to Poshmark, there is sharing. You can share your own closet. You can share other people's closets, like PFFs or just generally people. And you can also do closet clear out where you drop prices. You can send out offers orders, whenever you have likes. There are a lot of different things you can be doing throughout the day to still keep that store sort of ticking over, letting the algorithm know that you're there and you're present. And so those are things I'm going to be utilizing. I always, my closet is shared every single evening, basically in full. Then Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays, it's done the afternoon and the evening. And so I'm pretty much going to be aiming to lift that up a notch. I'm going to be sharing in the morning as well as the evenings, and maybe even do 3 shares a day when it comes to the weekend, just to try and get a bit more visibility out there. I'm also going to be more understanding when it comes to offers and pricing. And that's not to say that I will be giving things away necessarily, because I am a business and I do rely on my income as part of supporting our family. However, the times that we are in, I feel like having a little bit more flexibility with offers and things like that is probably going to go a long way. And so I'm going to basically aim to keep my mind open. If things have been sat for a long time, or I've listed something high and it hasn't had a lot of attention and someone comes along and offers, I would definitely going to be considering those things twice as hard as I normally would, in order to keep, again, consistent sales and keeping the ball rolling, and, you know, just understanding the economic situation that we're in right now, essentially. Again, not giving things away, just adapting, being open-minded to offers and things like that. At the end of the day, the market is going to speak, the market's going to let me know how things are going, and I'll start to get an idea, I think, of activity level, or how many sales to expect, at least for now, as things, you know, change and alter every single day on us. And so it is important to be in tune with the market and just make sure that you're kind of going with the ebbs and flows, I think, personally. This may also be a good time to start to target audiences. So on Poshmark, you can do things like search for items that are in your closet, or items that are very similar. For instance, I had a Barefoot Dreams cardigan. I could search on Poshmark for a Barefoot Dreams cardigan, and I could go into one of those listings and I could see all of the people who had liked that item, and then I could go in and I could follow them, essentially. I'm not talking about spamming people and lots of messages about, like, on other people's listings, like, hey, come look at my listing. That is not allowed. We should not be doing that. However, I can target my shares and target my following to kind of, you know, adhere to the things that are in my closet. So basically, the people who are liking this type of stuff, they may end up looking at my closet, checking out what I have, and seeing that I'm, you know, supplying something that is definitely their style or the type of brands that they like. Just another thought, just another way of doing it, essentially. And with a little bit more time on our hands, why not give it a try? I also plan on doing more sharing to, like, parties and things like that. So when there's a bit more of a gathering on Poshmark, if you like, with specific trending parties, I may go in and share all those applicable items, just again to widen that audience base. Plus, I'm also going to be taking more advantage of promotions, especially through eBay. So currently I run sales at the weekends, and I do promoted listings almost all the time. I do about 2.5% for promoted listings, like ad-based promoted listings, and I'm going to be upping those things. My promoted listings I will kind of fiddle with a bit more. I may change that percentage back and forth a bit more. I will make sure that all of my items are always promoted, because I personally, in terms of my numbers and things like that, and I see it reflected, it's worth it for me. It's something that I really feel like I should be putting a little bit of effort into. I've just seen some of the fruits of my labor, if you like, when it comes to promoted listings on eBay. In terms of sales, I think I'm going to be running almost a constant sale. However, I will change that out. So at the weekends, I may do like 30% off. The weeks, I might do like 15 or 20. Again, just to have a little bit of variance, but to have that constant interaction with the platform, to always be sort of pushing my items in one direction or another, and just trying to be consistent every single day, doing something on the platforms to let it know that I'm there, and to get my items hopefully in front of more eyes as people are shopping online. Just as I mentioned, in terms of being outsourcing and not having that particular outgoing right now of buying new items, because I have my little pile, my stocked up pile to work through, I'd also mention, you know, now is a good time to kind of take inventory of what you have for your business. You know, poly mailers, boxes, maybe from USPS or whatever, tape and thank you stickers, all of these different things. Make sure you take an inventory and start to work through what you have. For me, that's going to reduce some of the outgoings as well. I don't want to be buying 500 more thank you stickers when I already have 300 in the closet. I'm just personally going to be very mindful of like where I am spending my money business-wise, and just trying to be frugal with that, I suppose, just like a lot of us are in real life right now, basically. We're going to do that business-wise as well, and hopefully that will help reduce some of that expenditure and have some of that money, that liquidity going so that when I can finally go out and source again, even if it's online, I will have money to be able to do that. And that's it really. Here we sit in isolation, quarantine, whatever you want to call it. Like I said, March 22nd, things are changing by the day, which I think that we all know. And so I can expect things, you know, business-wise to change as well. I'm hoping to put some more YouTube content out there since I do have a little bit more time on my hands. Not much, because we're still homeschooling. My husband is working remotely now. We're very blessed that his business sort of ordered him to do that. So we're able to just kind of all stay together. But, you know, we're definitely finding that there is time to do some extra things. So hopefully YouTube is going to be one of those. I'm going to be filming a little bit more content and things like that, hopefully editing it and getting it up, giving some people something to watch if they're interested while we're all at home, kind of just hanging out and doing our part. And this is the part of the video where I ask you what you are doing. Not necessarily on a personal level, though feel free to share that if you want to, but definitely on a business sort of note. What are you doing right now in order to try to insure yourself against some of the stuff that's going on? Do you have any plans set in place? Are you doing things differently? Are you just kind of going for it? How are things in your part of the country? You know, how are your sales and things like that? Let me know down below. At the end of the day, we come here and we talk about reselling, but we're also a community, and I would like to consider most of you out there friends at this point. I recognize your names. I love every single comment and read every single comment that you leave, and I'm thinking about you, and I hope that everybody is doing okay. So stay in touch. Let me know down in the comments. Let me know on Instagram what all is going on, and you know, reach out if you need some support, whether it be business or otherwise. I'm here. All right, you guys, I'll catch you in the next video. Hopefully a far more uplifting one. Here's to hoping. If you enjoyed the video, please do give it a thumbs up. And if you're new here and you like reseller content, not necessarily Debbie Downer COVID-19 reseller content, but reseller content in general, please think about hitting that subscribe button down below. Come back, hang out some more, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye, you guys.